Providing a universally designed curriculum ensures that the CTE program is accessible to all students regardless of their special need or background. By universal design, we mean that instruction should include multiple means of representing content, allow students multiple opportunities for action and expression, as well as engage them. Following are examples of such instruction.
Hey, while we're waiting on everybody else, guys, go ahead and go grab your laptops. Go grab your laptops. You're gonna need them.
All right, hey everybody, good morning. Good morning. If you've got a computer open and phones and all that good stuff, let's get those put away for a few moments here. A couple things, couple targets we're looking for is number one, we are still looking into the different varieties of treatments and different ways we can diagnose diabetes. Remember, this is kind of our capstone project. We're bringing it all together with a lot of the work we've been doing over the last 7 to 8 weeks. And then the last part here, you should have completed last time. You should be all good with this, but that was going back through and analyzing that weird kind of kooky presentation on the medicines that backfire. So that should all be done at this point, and you should have a pretty good idea of what it's going to take to be successful in preparing your presentation and or model, as well as how to be successful on the day of your presentation and how you might put together your presentation in PowerPoint or Prezi to look very professional and to be able to use it as a business pitch for your product that you're developing.
Okay, so what's its purpose? Right? Why even storyboard? Who cares, right? Why, again, I can just go out there and just create, right? Well, maybe not, okay? So the first thing is, what are your goals, right? What is your specific story, okay? What content are you trying to communicate, right? What is your presentation for? So we have 6 different categories here, right? Is your video to educate somebody? Maybe raise awareness about some educational issue? Or maybe it's to sell a product, right? How many of you watched all the Super Bowl commercials, or some of them, or seen them, right? Okay, so in essence, those commercials, all of them, I guarantee you, were storyboarded at some point, okay? Maybe to convince somebody, right? Buy my product, buy the new next great and latest thing, right? Maybe it's to inform, to entertain, or maybe a combination of all this, okay? Usually the most effective commercials that you see out there are the ones that grab your attention within the first 5 seconds, okay?
Those are some of your job sheets. Diagnose common tire problems. Okay, what is causing that tire to wear, blah, blah, blah. Okay, that would be job sheet 1, lesson 1, unit 13. Second one, describe tire inflation and rotation procedures. That's number 2. Job sheet 2, lesson 1, unit 13. Yeah.
Like I said, I can bump up the age if you want. You want to do teenagers.
There's already one of them up there.
You do that.
Number 4.
What do you think?
You should just give us like 30 to 40-year-old men.
Okay, you want to do that? That one I know is not up there. You want me to change it to that? So think about it this way, though. Keep it to where it's like business, right? Because people in that age range, they usually have, you know, a good job, right? Corporate America kind of thing. So maybe you can do, like, sell them some dress shoes or something like that. Okay? That make sense? Want to do that? Yes, maybe so, maybe not. Okay, cool. So let's change it. 30.
Remember, a couple of things I'm really looking for in those presentations to be successful is to make sure you have short, kind of bulleted points with your information. You do not need to read from your presentation. You need to come up here and tell us about it. Remember, you are pitching an idea, all right? I'm looking for enthusiasm. How can you get us to want to buy your product and put it on the market, all right? There's a lot of money in healthcare, and there's a lot of money in the fact that we can create new treatments and new ideas.
You want to use your plan to design your presentation and decide what pictures or diagrams you will need and have a teammate create them, okay? So here's my disclaimer on storyboards, right? We are not all artists in here, okay? So I don't expect for your storyboard to be something immaculate, Okay, something that would be like in an art display in an art gallery. I'm not going for that. Okay, I've had very effective storyboards where it was just a bunch of stick figures and a bunch of stick drawings. Okay, that's fine as long as you get the point across. Then we're good. Okay, and well, again, I'll talk about how to do that in a little bit. Again, like I told you, you don't have to be a drawing person to be able to make a storyboard. Okay, really, as long as you can draw lines and draw some squares and some circles, we'll be okay, I promise. Okay, so I've had some really good ones that almost could pass for cartoons, and then I have others that are just completely stick drawn, and that's fine. Okay, as long as we get the point. And then someone should be able to look at your storyboard and put together the same site you would have done. Okay, so we'll talk about that with the template in a second. But basically is that if I took his storyboard, okay, and I gave it to her, she should be able to take his storyboard, go out into the hallway and film his complete project. Okay, that's how detailed, that's how precise it should be.
I know Cody and Abby and Emily and Bianca, you had started making a model here of kind of your chemical that you're going to use. So that's a good start there. All right, a couple of the ideas that were proposed. First one here is a model that was made with a kind of a clay around one of my students' teeth and then casted in some type of casting. I'm not sure what it is, but basically they would take an Invisalign, almost kind of like the braces, and you would take that, put it in your mouth, and it would measure all of the molecules coming into the body so that people could actually get an idea of how much fat they ate during the day, carbohydrates, and proteins. The next one here is a chip that would actually be inserted. It'd be much smaller than this, and it's inserted into the wrist, and this little part at the end here actually has is into the bloodstream. So it goes into the blood vessels in the bloodstream, and it constantly monitors blood sugar levels instead of having diabetics prick their finger all the time. So that's one there. This one is a kind of an idea about taking a sort of mock cell and putting it into the pancreas so that it can actually produce insulin on its own and create a situation for type 1s can actually produce insulin again. And inside of the cell, we would have non-pathogenic bacteria, E. coli, that produce the insulin for us. And then as the body needs it, there would be some type of microchip that tells it to secrete into the bloodstream and constantly be removing sugar as needed there. So it's a way for type 1 diabetics to potentially get cured there. So that's one there. And then another one here is called Synthiskin to help treat some of the complications of diabetic ulcers and cuts. Diabetics have a hard time healing wounds, and this would actually incorporate a patient's own stem cells into it, and it's almost like a skin graft. It would go over the top of their skin, and eventually it would start to hopefully build up those skin layers and help them cure their complications with some of the ulcers a little bit better.